Hi, today's fairly quick little project is how to remotely control your central heating or other appliances. And the key thing is how to do it cheaply, because you could buy these Hive or Nest internet connected thermostats, but they're well over £100, whereas now you can get these internet controlled plug sockets from TP-Link. I'll put a link in the description of where to buy them. £25 on Amazon, and what goes with it is an app called Kazaa, like this one. So I've actually bought 3 of the devices, called one of them curtains, the other one the heating, and the other one some outside trees. So this one we're looking at now is on the curtain switch. You can very easily switch it on and off. See the little light on the device go on and off, and the key thing is there you can control it either locally via your Wi-Fi network, or when you're out and about anywhere over the internet where you've got a mobile phone reception. So £25 worth of expenditure roughly. I'm going to interface one of these plugs over to my central heating, so at any moment I can turn the heating on and off. So let's get down to that. Just open the curtains again. The beauty with this app is that you can schedule certain things to come on and off, like I've got some outside tree lights scheduled. If I go into the details of those, you can see that I've got it to come on at sunset, go off at a fixed time, so you don't have to keep changing around with timer plugs to match when it's actually getting dark. It'll do it automatically. So let's get over to how we interface one of those plugs into our central heating. So what do we need to interface to our central heating? Well, a wall box like this, a socket, both of those only about a couple of pounds, our Wi-Fi internet plug, and just a standard bit of plug. This one was chopped off some old appliance. That is going to go on like that. So we're going to have a live feed in the back of our socket, and it'll go through the Wi-Fi control unit, and we're just going to take the live feed from this plug. It's obviously going to go on there, and the live feed, which is then controlled from the internet, will go into where the live feed comes out of our traditional boiler controller timer, and it is normally a live feed that comes out of the timing circuit and goes to the boiler to turn on the boiler for either the heating or the hot water. In this case we're just going to do the central heating. So my setup here is a little bit complicated, as you can see, because I've got lots of different controls for the log burning stove that's going into the same system as the boiler. Also heats a heat exchanger for a swimming pool, towel rail controls, lots of different controls. So probably, almost certainly yours isn't as complicated, but in my particular case I've just got to see where the wire goes from the timer to the boiler. So I've traced these wires down into these wall boxes here, so I'm just going to take those off. As I say, find a continuous mains feed that will be fed to your controller clock, so connect the live and neutral into the same live mains feed into the back of your new socket, and the live coming out of your plug that's connected to the Wi-Fi control unit will go to the signal wire that goes to the boiler to turn it on. Right, so we've got a bit of cable, and we're going to wire it into the back of the plug. So E for earth is the yellow and green wire, N for neutral is the blue wire, and L for live is the brown wire. There's the European standard colours. So twist the end of the cable, obviously strip the insulation off, twist the copper. I always often like to bend it over as well, so you've got maximum surface area to connect to with a screw, and pop it in the slots and do them up. Give each one a little tug, make sure it's securely attached, and knock a hole in the wall box like so, so you can get a cable through. Feed through the cable, and then we'll mount the wall box on the wall. Okay, that's our wall box fitted, so we can now put our faceplate socket in place, and then we just need to wire up the connections at the other end. And of course, before you make any connections to the existing wiring, make sure that the main electricity supply till your boiler is turned off. This particular one has an isolating switch on it, so I can turn that off to isolate all the live feeds. If in doubt, ask somebody who's competent with electrical work or an electrician to do it for you, but it really is quite straightforward if you follow these directions. So this is just like a normal mains socket, so we just have to find an earth, a neutral and a live. So again, green and yellow is earth, brown is live and blue is neutral. So I've identified the circuits inside this box that we're going to now wire to. And at the same time, here's the unit and the plug fitted, goes through into this area, and I've just isolated the one live output from the box, which is all we need to activate the switch to turn on the boiler. You need to confirm which of these wires is the signal feed that turns on the boiler. Then you can use an electrician's screwdriver, which has a little light inside. So if you hold your finger on the end, and then when the end of the screwdriver is connected into a live connection, then a little light will show, a little dim light will show in the middle of the screwdriver. Of course, you have to have the circuits connected to the electricity for that, so don't touch anything else. And but that'll help you identify the live and the signal, the live signal from your timer switch, which activates the boiler. So obviously you need to turn on the supply and turn on the signal to the boiler to say bring the boiler on, and then you can identify which wire it is by tapping on the screwdriver. Okay, so there we are, all wired in. A couple of stickers on the top as well. And what I'd recommend is actually gluing this plug in place. Put a bit of glue on the earth connector on the top pin or around the bottom of the plastic, so it doesn't interfere with the electrical connection but stops somebody from pulling out the plug, because this can be a live plug with live pins if you're still using the timer as well to turn on your boiler. So we're all done. You can still use your old-fashioned timer. That works in parallel to the new remote control one. I've actually turned off the old timer, but you can still use its like boost function or something. Or if somebody's not used to using the new control with the app, then you can still use the old one as well. So you should show it working. So here's the app now, and we tap on heating and just a little click, and the light of the unit is on. It's just activating the valve to open up the connection to the central heating, and then it will turn on the boiler. And there she goes. That's the boiler running. So now I'm using the app to actually control the time schedule of the heating. So if we go into the details of heating, then we can look at our schedule, which is just on from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. Beauty of having the time schedule set by the app is you can always override it, turn it off as well as on from your app wherever you are in the world, because this has internet access from the outside world. Particularly useful if you're coming back from holiday, for instance, and you want to turn the heating on just before you get home. So that's it, quite cheaply done. 25 odd pounds for the unit, a couple of quid for the socket, and that's it. So take care of the electricals, don't electrocute yourself. Everything you do is your own responsibility. So this is just what I've done. It's up to you whether you do the same or not, but it's a cheap way of controlling your boiler from the convenience of your phone. Okay, thanks for watching.